Sheriff, how is the victim tonight?
Greta, the victim is in extremely critical condition. He's still alive. He was in surgery all day long. In fact, if it had not been for these deputies who wrestled this man from a 600-pound, 12-foot alligator, he would be dead. The alligator was trying to eat this man alive.
Sheriff, what exactly are the injuries? I know that he's lost part of his arm, but is it blood loss? Is that, is that the most serious injury at this point?
There were significant injuries. In fact, his left arm was almost totally severed had it not been for some tendons holding it on. His right arm is broken and mauled, and his buttocks area was eaten up. In fact, it was chewed up as the alligator attempted to drag our victim, Mr. Apgar, underwater for a second time. Literally, it was a fight between our deputies here that are our heroes and the alligator. Our deputies won, and so did Mr. Apgar.
All right, well, let me talk to these heroes. Deputy Osborne, I understand you were the first one at least on the scene. Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
What time was this, by the way?
4 in the morning.
So what, were you just driving and you got a dispatch to go over to deal with this problem?
Correct. We were routine patrol and we got a suspicious incident call of a man yelling for help, and then soon after that another call of a man caught in a gator's jaws.
Deputy Osborne, it's dark at 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, what were you able to see when you came upon this man?
Nothing at all. We can only hear him screaming.
Was he in water, or was this Deputy Osborne, was the gator up on the land?
He was in about 4-foot water.
Deputy Parker, you were the second one on the scene. What did you see, sir? If anything, in that darkness?
Well, when I arrived, I immediately grabbed my shotgun and assisted Deputy Osborne in locating the victim through the thick brush as well as the muddy and murky water. We basically, like he said, we were trying to find him through nothing but his voice and the thick cattail brush of the lake.
Deputy Parker, as you're sitting there with your shotgun, and when you first get to that brush and you hear this man calling for help, did you have any idea what the problem was?
Other than what we were reported, that he was possibly being attacked by an alligator, that's what our radio communications advised. And then upon arrival, he pretty much made it clear that he indeed was being attacked and still being attacked by the alligator as we were on scene.
Deputy Clemens, if Deputy Parker, you could relay this question to Deputy Clemens, because I know that he has an audio problem with his earpiece, but I know he's mic'd. Can you have him tell me what he saw?
What did you see, Deputy Clemens?
Upon arrival, I observed Deputy Osborne and Deputy Parker waded in the lake about 20 feet off the dock there. I then followed him in as soon as I could, and we helped rescue the subject out of the water. And we were about 4 to 5 feet of deep water at that time. We did everything we could to get this man out of the gator's jaws. Did everything we could possible, and luckily we saved his life.
Sergeant Williams, how did you get the jaws off this man?
I don't really know how. I imagine that the alligator just probably turned him loose because of all of the ruckus going on in the water. We don't know why he let him go.
Sergeant Williams, do you have any idea how long this whole incident happened of the 4 of you in the water trying to get that gator off that man?
I personally estimate between 20 to 25 minutes. It could be shorter, knowing your adrenaline flowing, and as well when I arrived to the scene, me trying to get a helicopter, asking for a helicopter for more light, and asking communications to send more deputies to help. It all seemed for a long period of time.
Deputy Osborne, I imagine, it was unbelievably chaotic. You got a gator that's trying to kill. He's already got at least part of the arm. You're in the dark. You're in water. You can't see. What were you? I assume that you were terrified you were going to get bitten yourself or killed yourself.
Oh yeah, we were terrified. All we could think about was getting him out of there quick, because he mentioned that another gator was nearby. So we just pulled through, got him out of there, and we didn't see another gator, thank God.
Sheriff Judd, do you know why this man was there at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Do you know, we've discovered at this point in the investigation that he was totally nude, and he admitted that he was smoking crack cocaine. But that's not an excuse for an alligator to attack you and to try to eat you alive, and that's exactly what was happening. He would be dead right now had it not been for these 4 heroes. The reality of it is that's a strange set of circumstances, and all of that's still under investigation.
Deputy Parker, I know that you were armed. Did you choose not to use a weapon because in the darkness you didn't know what you'd hit?
The reason why I didn't use my firearm is because of the angle and the view of the victim along with the alligator. The only thing that we could see was the victim, the nose of the alligator with the tail behind it, and the victim was directly in the line of fire of the shotgun, and it just would have made things a lot more stressful and a lot more dangerous.
Can you please
Greta,
go ahead.
Greta, when this first occurred, I asked the deputies, I said, how large was the alligator? And they said about as big as a school bus. And that's what it seemed like to them. They were as close as 2 feet. There was a point in time when there was a tug of war between the deputies and the alligator for Mr. Atgar. And obviously, as you know, the deputies won.
Could someone, one of you, just pose a question to Deputy Clemens, because he's the one who's got the audio problem. What did he realize how dangerous it was, like going in after this man and trying to rip that alligator off him?
Did you realize how dangerous it was to rip that man away from the alligator?
It's not something that we thought of at that time. Our main concern was getting this man out of the water as soon as possible. He was screaming for his life, and we responded as quickly as possible and as best we could.
Sergeant Williams, you ever deal with an alligator before like this? I mean, you guys are in Florida, but still, nonetheless, I imagine none of you have had to deal with anything like this.
No, being a Floridian, no, I've never dealt with an alligator, but being a supervisor, my duties were to get on scene and assess the situation, which my assessment was my deputies was in the water. I need to be in there with them, got in there with them, getting the victim out. We were all just tired, so just regulating the situation because we were, sinking in mud, and we all was very tired. And I told Deputy Clemens to keep his gun pointed to our back so that the alligator doesn't come up behind us while I was, pulling the subject out. So we didn't, after asking for help, as I said earlier, it just seemed that so long, although help didn't arrive. So it was just us 4 throughout the whole entire incident.
Sheriff, or any of the deputies, any of you, was the gentleman, Mr. Apgar, whose life you saved, was he able to say anything besides obviously the pain? I mean, was he conscious, and did he say anything afterwards, like even, thanks?
He was conscious, but he was in really bad shape. In fact, even after we had him out of the water, he continued to ask the deputies to hurry and get him out of the water. Please get me out of the water. He was begging for his life, and he was already on the stretcher on his way to the hospital. The reality of it is, in the 34 years I've been with the Sheriff's Office, Greta, we've had incidents of alligator bites. This was an alligator attack. This alligator tried to eat him alive. And once again, these guys don't receive training in the police academy of how to deal with a 12-foot, 600-pound alligator eating a man alive and trying to take the man away from the deputies. So it was quite an ordeal, and quite frankly, I would be shocked if we ever had a situation like this again.
Well, I assure you, everyone that's in the whole country is watching this. Every county's jealous. Everyone would like to have deputies like this in his or her county. Pretty amazing, all of you. Thank you very much, gentlemen. You truly are heroes. Thank you.
Thank you, Greta.
Now across the country to Colorado.